Hey there friends, and welcome back to Make Your Money Thrive. My name's Christina, and today I'm going to be doing a cash envelope stuffing plan. I have cash out of the bank from my most recent paycheck budget, but I want to make sure that I decide ahead of time exactly what denominations I want to put into each of my categories. Now, I did kind of do this when I was taking the cash out of the bank when I did my paycheck budget, but I don't notate that there on my actual paycheck budget. I just do it so that I can figure out roughly what denominations I want. And then I use my cash envelope stuffing plan to figure out exactly what needs to go where. So let's jump right in and get started. So the first area I'm gonna start with is actually fun money. And this is putting cash back into that cash envelope. I had taken $100 from that cash envelope, that sinking fund, and put it into the bank. But now I pretty much just want to put that cash back into this cash envelope. And I actually already had to use some of that cash. So unfortunately, my kiddo is in the hospital this week. He is on a journey. He's been battling cancer for almost 2 years now, and he recently got hospitalized due to an infection, and he's recovering really, really well, which I'm super excited about, and he should be out in a week or so. But I used some cash from Fun Money in order to get him a couple of things to help cheer him up, because it's always a super, super, super rough time going into the hospital, as I'm sure you can imagine. So I actually have this cash set aside. I was going to put a $100 bill into Fun Money because that's what I had in there previously, but I decided to go ahead and use some cash this week already, and I want to notate exactly what needs to go in there of the remaining that I have. So this was supposed to be $100 going into my Fun Money in order to take that $100 in the bank cash slip out. And I'm going to be putting 20, 40, 50, 55, 56, 57 in there instead, because I've already spent some cash. So actual amount is going to be 57, and that's why I have this column, the expected and the actual amount here, because sometimes before I'm actually able to stuff my cash envelopes, something comes up like this hospitalization. Definitely unexpected. We didn't think that we would be going into the hospital, and of course we always pray not to. So now I'm doing my cash envelope stuffing a few days later than I would, and I had to dip into some cash in the meantime. So I'm doing 57 instead, and I'm going to use this exact cash to go in there. So that's 2 20s, a 10, a 5, and 2 1s. So 2 20s, 1 10, 1 5, and 2 1s, no 50s, no 100s. So I will go ahead and just make sure that that stays set aside so that I know exactly what that's for. All right, so let me list out what's supposed to be going into these areas. Spending is another one. So being in the hospital, I had to unfortunately be purchasing coffee for myself and just some soup. When my kiddo is not able to eat, he's NPO, like because of the infection, he's not allowed to eat. I kind of follow the same restricted eating, so I don't starve myself, but I choose to do clears with him as well. So and soups and stuff like that. So I might get a soup that maybe has noodles in it or chicken, which, you know, he can't have just yet. He can soon. He'll be on soft food, but, you know, I make sure that I keep my strength up to be able to take care of him, because there's not much sleep to be had in the hospital at all. And, you know, if he needs anything, I'm, you know, right there beside him to get it for him. But I don't like eating in front of him, and I don't like to leave unless I have to. Today I came home to do laundry and wash the bed sheets because I change his bed sheets with blankets from home every single day, and I needed to get that stuff washed and taken care of. So that's how I'm able to record this video today. But I'm still just gonna put the regular amount here for spending because I've been using card, and then I can just do an unstuffing video to kind of show you guys what that looks like too. So let's just go down the list. For groceries, I need to do $480, and this is for 4 weeks of groceries. I'm putting it into my overall groceries envelope, and then I use that envelope to stuff my weekly cash envelopes from there, and I'll talk about that more here in a moment. For gas, I am putting $100. Household is going to be $50. My kiddos allowance, which I decided to make that a weekly expense, is going to be $40. For spending, it's a total of $160. Eating out is also $160. Fun is $60. And weekly buffer, which I recently added, is $20. For my new car fund, I'm putting $72. My kiddos category is getting $51. Zoo trips is getting $30. Vacation is getting $50. Personal is getting $15. Holidays is getting $40. Gifts is getting $10. We already did fun money, and then taxes is getting $50. All right, so now I want to figure out, well, what do I want to put into each area? So I want to account for my hundreds first, and the only areas that are over 100 are spending, eating out, gas, groceries, and fun money, which fun money was supposed to get one of these hundreds, but then I decided to use 20s when I knew I was going to break it. I don't want $100 in gas because that's going to be divvied up amongst 4 weeks. And I also don't want it in spending or eating out because no week is going to get $100. I would have to make change in that envelope. So I'm going to put all 3 of these 100s into groceries. And then that leaves me with a total of $180. So when I'm doing my cash stuffing plan, I think about what I need on a weekly basis. So for groceries, I need $120 per week. So for 3 of those weeks, I already have $100 going in there. And then I need an additional 20 for all 4 weeks. So that'd be 4 20s. And then I also need 5 20s for that remaining week that's left over. So that gives me a total of 9 20s for that remaining $180. And I think that that's just easier to just use 20s. Sometimes I will put like some 5s and 1s in there, but since it's groceries, like it really doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is set aside the cash over here as I call out what I need, because that'll make it easier for me to see exactly what's left. That can go towards my other categories. All right. Gas is next, and gas is getting $25, so I'm going to put 20 and a 5 for each week. So it's 4 weeks, so 4 weeks of 20s and 4 weeks of 5s as well. So that is what's going to be going into gas. And I could be going ahead and stuffing this into my cash envelopes right now as I'm figuring it out. But I like doing it like this, and I'm using an erasable pen because if I want to make any changes, I can do that before putting the cash into the cash envelopes. I hope that makes sense. For household, I can just do 2 20s and let's do 2 5s for a total of $50. For my kiddos allowance, I know that I want that to be 1 5 every week and also 5 1s every week because I want him to be able to divvy that up amongst his cash envelopes in his wallet. So 1 2 3 4 5, that's week 1. 1 2 3 4 5, week 2. 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Spending is next. Spending is getting $40 per week, and I think actually what I want to do, since these are all whole numbers, let me come down to these here. Since those are even, if they end up just being 20s, that's completely fine. I want to figure out for these that have some oddities going on and making sure I have enough of the denominations that I need to go into each of them, since I changed things up after I got cash out. So for my kiddo, he needs $51, so I could do 2 20s and 2 5s and a 1 should work. For personal, I'll just do 3 5s because I don't have any 10s on me. The bank didn't have any 10s, so I had to do like all 10s as 5s. So I'll just do 3 5s for that. New car fund, it's getting 72. So I can do 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, and then 71, 72. So that has 3 20s, 2 5s, and 2 1s. All right, and then that's really it. That's kind of crazy. So then Zoo Trips would just get a 20 and 2 5s to make it like the largest denominations that I have available. Vacation would also get 2 20s and 2 5s to make it the highest denominations it can get to keep that envelope kind of lean. So 2 5s, 2 20s. Holidays can get 2 20s. Gifts will get 2 5s. Taxes will get 2 5s and 2 20s. So then for my weekly buffer, I can do that as, I guess, 4 5s. It's $5 a week. So I can just do them as 5s, or do I want to do them as 1s? I'll do it as 5s. So weekly buffer is going to get 4 5s. And then for fun, it's $15 a week. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So I don't have enough 5s to do like it all in 5s, but I can do 2 5s for 3 of the weeks. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think when I had originally intended to do this, or originally planned it, I wanted to do 2 5s and 5 1s in all of them, but that's just not going to work out with what I have left. And that's why I wanted to go through to just make sure I have everything that I need. So I can do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so I'm gonna be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 5s for fun. So 7 5s. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And 25 plus 35 is 60. So that ties out. So 25 1s. All right, perfect. So that ties out. I do have what I need. And then left, I just have spending and eating out. Those are each getting $40 per week, so it's okay if I'm just using 20s. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. So 8 20s for each of those. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed seeing me do this cash planning. This is what I do when, you know, things just kind of get a little off kilter and I want to make sure that I have what I need to go into my cash envelopes and that I'm not messing anything up. So now it's time for me to go ahead and get it stuffed, and I will do that in a separate video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you put a like on it if you did, and don't forget to get subscribed. I'd absolutely love to have you here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.